This is Bingjiang. It's a smoothie-like snack from the Guizhou province that uses a base of blended rice. It was originally concocted as a street snack in the town of Anshun in the mid-90s, and from there it spread around the province, and today Bingjiang shops can be seen all around the capital city of Guiyang. It's refreshing, surprisingly light and not too sweet, and it's just a fantastic way to top off a fiery Guizhou meal or street food crawl. But if you're anything like me, you're probably hearing these words, blended rice shake, and thinking to yourself, is is this just a Guizhou horchata? Is there any actual sort of connection? And the answer there is maybe obviously, of course not. As much as I'd love for Guimex to be a thing, it's not. There's 14,000 clicks between Anshun and Mexico City, basically zilch in the way of migrant flows. It's just one of those interesting cases of culinary convergent evolution. And that's because the advantage of rice in this kind of shake is that it can give the thing a really satisfying sort of body. Because, let's face it, while the standard American style smoothie can be pretty great in its own right, to make the thing tasty, you end up needing like a bunch of banana and a big hunk of sugar. Delicious, but if you're anything like us, we kind of need a 3-hour nap afterwards to recuperate. Rice, on the other hand, is a lot less caloric and also has a nice natural sweetness. That said, there are two core differences between a horchata and a Bingjiang. Besides that Bingjiang's obviously blended with ice like a smoothie, there's also the fact that Bingjiang uses cooked rice, sticky rice, as the base instead. The end result of this route is a sort of subtle periodic boba-like chew that can be a fantastically satisfying addition to the shake. So then, to get started with your Guizhou rice shake, you're going to need some sticky rice. This was about 100 grams of a long-grain sticky rice, that is the common Southeast Asian sort, washed, of course. Lucky thing for this dish is that you don't really need to be all that paranoid about the sticky rice texture. So all you'll need to do is just soak it for 30 minutes, then dump it in your rice cooker with about 10% more water than you'd usually opt for, and let that cook. Then afterwards, just dump it all out, and then this is completely ready to blend. Now then, with that sticky rice base, we're going to show you two versions of Bingjiang today. First, a super refreshing milk and cucumber version that's probably the most classic, together with a mango sort that might just be my personal favorite. Either way, the ratio of this guy is pretty much the only thing that's going to be going on here. For each shake, what we'll be basing this off of is 1 part, here 60 grams worth, of your cooked sticky rice, which we'll be adding in a little later on in the process. Then, with that, we've also got 1 part milk, with the milkiness amped up with an additional tablespoon of milk powder, and 1 part fruit or vegetable, here that cucumber which was peeled and chopped up, together with 4 parts of ice and a final tablespoon half of sugar. Then just blend that all together, and to help the ice break down, use the standard Bingjiang technique of squeezing a ladle inside and punching it all down as you blend. Then, once roughly blended, after about a minute, go in with your cooked sticky rice and blend for 30 seconds more. Then just dip that out, and it's time for toppings. Now, the one super classic topping for Bingjiang is going to be a simple brown sugar syrup. Feel free to just buy something that fit the bill, but to make it, just toss 60 grams of jaggery, slab sugar, or dark brown sugar to a pot, together with 120 grams of water. Then, over a medium flame, just let that cook, melt, and reduce for about 10 minutes. Now, in the OG version of this dish in Anshun, this syrup would also be cooked with a local rose jam. So to slightly mimic that, we are also going to be adding in about 5 dried rose buds. Totally optional though, feel free to skip. Then just let that cook and continue to reduce into a good syrup for about 5 more minutes, or until you've reached something about this kind of consistency. And pour it out. So then, back to our Bingjiang. Just top that with a half tablespoon of chopped toasted or roasted peanuts, a sprinkle of toasted sesame seeds, and a good drizzle or about a teaspoon or 2 of your syrup. And with that, you've got yourself a modern classic, perfect to down after some spicy Guizhou snacks. Then, for the mango, my favorite, I think the reason why I enjoy this one so much is that it's kind of like a mango sticky rice in drinkable form. But for this sort of fruity Bingjiang, the ratio will be ever so slightly different. It'll be the same 1 part of sticky rice, but this guy doesn't contain milk, so instead you'll want 2 parts of fruit, so 120 grams of a very ripe chopped mango. But besides that, it's the same 4 parts ice, same tablespoon half of sugar, same blending technique and process with the rice added near the end and blended for the final 30 seconds. Then just pour that out, sprinkle over the half tablespoon each chopped peanuts and sesame seeds, and your mango Bingjiang is also done.
So, Bingjiang, that's something that I will definitely get when we're in Guizhou, even if it's 0 degrees outside. We did 2 very popular flavors in the video. Some other very popular and classic choices include banana, lao fermented rice, watermelon, and sometimes even black sticky rice. So right, check out the recipe in the description box. A big thank you for everyone that's supporting us on Patreon. And of course, subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.